10 years ago, who would have thought that the modern luxury supercar would be an SUV? You have the Lamborghini Urus, Aston Martin DBX, Bentley Bentayga and the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Now, the main supercar brand them all, Ferrari, wants a bit of the action. This is the new Ferrari Purosangue. The question is now, can this SUV deserve the Ferrari badge? Well, let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. This is the #1 place to be for car news and reviews. Sit back, buckle up, let's go. So before we have a look at the exterior or even the interior of the Purosangue, let's have a look at what actually matters, the engine. Most people thought that Ferrari would put in a 3.9 litre twin-turbo V8 from the Roma in it to be more efficient. I even thought that it could have hybrid assistance, as Ferrari does have that technology and it would make it a very quick car. So, what did Ferrari put in this then? Well, they put in a newly developed 6.5 litre V12 naturally aspirated engine in it. Nothing screams more Ferrari than that. This V12 engine produces 715 brake horsepower and 760 Nm of torque. 0 to 62 is dealt within 3.3 seconds and it goes all the way to 192 miles an hour. Now, you may ask, is there any electrification involved? No. Also, it looks like the engine is mounted at the front, but it is actually a mid-front position engine. This car also has 4-wheel steering and Ferrari's 48-volt active suspension technology to reduce as much body roll as possible. Ferrari has also given this car a carbon fibre roof to keep the centre of gravity as low as possible to make it feel like a proper Ferrari. The price of the Ferrari Purosangue starts at £313,220. So, now we have got the engine out of the way, let's go round to the outside to see if it looks like a Ferrari. Well, to start with, we have these big bulges on the bonnet as well as some gaps to help channel the air around the car. Moving lower down, we have these gaps that look like they house the headlights, but they are actually vents to channel the air around the front wheels. We do get a set of LED daytime running lights, and connecting them is a black bar that hides sensors like your ultrasonic parking sensors and front camera system. Moving further down, we have this mesh pattern grille similar to what's on more modern new Ferraris, and connecting this is LED matrix headlights and the side vents. The way this SUV is designed is to make it look like a low-down Ferrari and not a high-riding SUV. We also get a carbon fibre front splitter. Moving round to the side, and to start with, we can see the air vent that channels the air from the bonnet. We also have piano black cladding to make this car look lower than what it actually is, and I do quite like that. What I also like is that Ferrari have tried to hide the door handles too. This was done to make the car as slippery as possible in a wind tunnel. To finish the side off, we get these very fancy 22-inch bicolour wheels on the front and 23 inches on the back. We also have ceramic brake discs too. Moving round to the back, we get usual Ferrari designs. We have this spoiler that is used again for aerodynamic purposes, but Ferrari say it also pushes the air down onto the rear window, so there is no need for a rear window wiper. This gives the car a sleek look. Moving further down, we get these taillights that look very similar to the Ferrari Roma, and we also have some more air vents. Moving lower down, and you get this carbon fibre rear diffuser and some surrounds on rear exhausts, which I can live with. The rear design does look very similar to the Roma, which I do quite like. So let's have a look at the boot size whilst we're at the back. Opening the boot electrically, and we are welcomed with 473 litres of boot space. Whilst this is the biggest Ferrari boot ever, it is nowhere near its main rivals. Another feature in the Purosangue is that the rear seats can be folded electronically, and this can make way for your skis or golf clubs. Now, getting into the Purosangue, and you are welcomed with familiarity, but you also get a sense of a new feeling. To start with, we get these individual cockpit designs for the driver and passenger. Let's concentrate on the driver first, as this is a proper driver's car. So we get 2 air vents, and in the middle of those you get your digital instrument cluster. This also houses the infotainment system, but not as you know it. Rather than using Ferrari's own infotainment system, you have to connect your phone through wireless Apple CarPlay or plug your Android phone in for wired Android Auto. Personally, this is a great idea. Why spend millions creating an infotainment system when your phones are just as good as an infotainment system? Also, more and more people usually plug their phones in for navigation anyway. Graphics are also very good for this car. Moving on to the steering wheel, and we get this very familiar design from other Ferraris. We do get some physical buttons for the indicators and wipers, as well as the Valentino dial. What is annoying slightly now is that the rest of the buttons are touch sensitive. Now, whilst this looks great, they are not easy to use on the move. Talking of not easy to use, moving to the centre console we get this climate control unit. We again get touch sensitive buttons on it, but we also get this dial that comes out and in just with a swipe of a finger. It is very fiddly to use, and you have to choose the mode you want to adjust. For example, the fan, driver temperature and passenger temperature are in different menus. Also, other features like auto mode and air conditioning are hidden within this dial. This could have been made so much simpler by making a wide touchscreen panel rather than having this difficult setup. In the centre console we have piano black plastic, as well as the Ferrari gear selector that's on most of their new cars. We also have more touch sensitive buttons for the SOS feature, as well as window switches and an armrest. Now, moving on to the passenger side, and we get a similar setup to the driver. We have a set of air vents, and in the middle we get a digital display that displays information for the passenger. The door cards are very nicely trimmed, and you get these supportive and luxurious seats that feel like you could easily do long journeys in them. They are also positioned very low, so you get that proper Ferrari feel. Now then, let's check the rear seats out. Not something you hear very often in a Ferrari. Now, before we get into the back, opening the door you will see that Ferrari has gone with suicide doors like what Rolls-Royce have. This is a great design, but it is not that practical if you are in a tight parking space. Getting into the back, and we have a similar seat design to the front seats. This is only a 4-seat layout, as we get this centre console which has the same climate control knob as the front. We also get wireless phone charging in the back under the armrest, as well as some air vents. The legroom is fine if you are near the 6-foot mark. Headroom, on the other hand, is a bit tight near the 6-foot mark because of the sloping roof, but that is something I can live with. Also, with these seats you get ISOFIX points. So, in summary then, what is the Ferrari Purosangue? Well, it is a Ferrari, and it has the looks inside and out, as well as handling and the correct engine for the car. Can we call it an SUV? Well, it can go off-road, but not like a proper SUV. Personally, I don't think it should be called an SUV. It's more of a high-riding Grand Tourer. It can go on track, but it is most likely to be used in winter times or on snowy ground for ski resorts. It goes places where other Ferraris cannot go, but if you want to go properly off-road, then you'll still have to get a Range Rover. Otherwise, this is a great family car for people who have money to buy it. Also, Ferrari don't want you to call it an SUV. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.